Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Ebby with Ebby Reviews. I feel like I ain't done this in a minute, but welcome back. New show alert. I say again, new show alert. So our good friend Mr. Reese G has finally come out with the Retreats season. So on the Revoice channel. So please go over to Revoice and subscribe so that you can watch the Retreat. Episode 1 is out now. It's called Relax, Relate, and I'm assuming Release. It's 23 minutes for the first episode. Let's get into it and see what she's giving, shall we? Okay, so this is giving elevation. This is giving elevation from what the first iteration of the Retreat was. Because the first Retreat just felt like a version of the Chasing brand, only y'all on vacation. And with some astrologists, I can't remember what that man's actual thing was. But first of all, the host person, Mr. Williams, is a clinical licensed mental health professional. That's the first part. Secondly, and you can tell by the way he speaks and how he's talking about all of the participants who are Neiman, Jay Basquiat, Jeremy Copeland, and official King Payne. You can tell by the way he speaks how his mind works. We're going to see how this goes. I'm pleasantly surprised. This is fascinating. Okay, so here's what's happening. So the first activity, as soon as they get here, first of all, Jeremy I feel like he's over it already. He's like, I just flew from LA to here and then got in a car and drove hours. And instead of me finding a place to lay down, I got to do a scavenger hunt. They got to do a scavenger hunt to find the clues to get the key to their room. So Mr. Williams is saying that gay men rarely have fun with each other outside of the occasional club hopping or sexual encounter. And he wants to see how healthy competition will either strengthen or break the camaraderie that they are currently showing as everybody's just coming into the knowledge of each other. Well, not Jeremy Copeland and King Payne because they knew each other from the season before. But we're going to see how this is fascinating. Good job, Reese. This is fascinating. All right, let's see what happens. That was funny to me. I was tickled by that. So they go on their little scavenger hunt. And so Jeremy comes in first. JT comes in second. Official King Payne, who thought he had won it all because he the baddest bitch, came in third. And then Neiman, I don't think even finished because I don't think he found the last clue. So he did last. So Jeremy and JT go get to pick their rooms. And then King Payne and Neiman are given the option. You can either room together or you can pick there's 2 rooms left, the other 2 rooms, and then somebody is going to end up sharing with the last person because there's somebody else coming into the house. So you can either room together in that room and give the new person the room over there to themselves, or y'all can pick which room you want, and then somebody's going to have to share. So King Payne in his infinite wisdom decided, first of all, I don't really know him like that. Second of all, what if we in a team thing and clearly he's slow and don't make good decisions. So I don't want to be stuck with this person. So I'm going to take the room by myself and he can stay in this other room and room with the new person whenever they arrive. Neiman is like, am I salty? Absolutely am. I absolutely salty about the fact that I didn't win this. But everybody is now in their rooms and comfortable. And we're going to see what happens next. Okay, because this is how life works. King Payne doesn't like his room. So he tried to go is flam his way into Neiman's room. And Neiman was like, no, all sales are final, sir. That's not how any of that works. So I would just like to say, first of all, the fact that the psychologist, Mr. Williams, met them on a Zoom to have like a conversation with them to get a gauge of their personalities and who they are and what they want to work through all this time during this time at this retreat It's absolutely brilliant. Here is my first critique. The music is a little loud while they're talking. I know you want to have some background filler music and stuff, so it's not completely silent while to fill up, I guess, the space, I guess. But it's a little too loud. If we could turn the music down in the background just a little bit, because so at one point, literally, I could not hear what Mr. Williams was saying to Neiman because the background music was so loud. So let's, if we could work on that piece. Also, I like the Neiman. Mr. Williams came to talk to Neiman, and he was like, I just want to give you kudos on how you handled that situation. And he said, "Can I just be candid with you? When we did our pre-meeting over the Zoom, my takeaway is that you would be the most resistant. You had the biggest guard up, but he's like, I want to tell you that I'm so proud of the way you handled this situation, and I just want to let you know that you are leading this. This is to help you. So wherever you lead, I will follow." Because we want to make sure that you get the most out of this situation. And listen, that warmed my little heart. I love that. Okay, so the last young man arrives. His name is Red. Red said he got to do better because he always late. Understandable. So, unfortunately, he didn't get to do a Zoom with Mr. Williams. So, Mr. Williams is like, I do not know him, so I got to keep a closer eye on him to see if he's even ready to start this process and what he's willing to put on the table to work through for this whole situation. I think, excuse me, going on. Now, Kingpin done tried to big talk his room so somebody would want to switch with him, but nobody's falling for his shenanigans. Give me 1 second. Okay, so we're back. I drank some water. We're fine. So King Kane has tried to flim the people and big up in his room to where somebody thought somebody would switch with him so he could get a different room. But he forgot that Jeremy looked at all the rooms first and then chose his room, as did JT. You're not going to be able to flim the people. So him and Neiman decided to room together. And so they said, well, we'll just show the person when they get there what room they got. So Mr. Williams was having a conversation with Red and saying, listen, these are your choices. I can either pick who you room with, because there's both rooms, both Kingpin and Neiman's room had double beds in them. So you could either room with Kingpin or Neiman. But Neiman and Kingpin had already decided that they were going to room together. But Mr. Williams was saying, I can pick or you can pick. He's like, how does that make you feel? He's like, nervous because I don't even know anybody who's here. So he calls the guys into the living room, and it turns out Red actually does know Neiman. So before Mr. Williams can be like, oh, well, that's first. Like, you can room with Neiman. Then Kingpin was like, we already fixed it. He was like, oh, y'all jumped over me? He was like, yeah. So we're going to show him to his room. And that's how the episode ended. However, I did want to rewind back to the fact when Mr. Williams was talking to Red and he asked him, do they call you Red because of your skin tone? And he was like, yeah. And he was like, and how do you feel about that? Oh, so we jumping into the colorism already? And the fact that 90% of people, anytime colorism is mentioned in regards to people of a lighter skin, 9 times out of 10, they're being told there's no such thing as that for you. So I am just inspired, and I feel like this is going to be a really, really good show. It's giving very Ayanla. This is an actual licensed person who's here to actually help you and get through the minutiae of what it is that you're here to work on. So I can't wait for next week's episode. This turned out really good. The editing at the end was a little choppy, but I know this is the first time that he's doing everything on his own. So we will give him some grace for that. Besides the other critique of the music being a little too loud when they were talking. Other than that, I very much enjoyed this first episode. Again, it's on the Revoice channel. It is The Retreat. Go ahead and go watch it. Subscribe to the channel. And I Okay, we'll catch y'all later for something.